Alright YouTube, welcome back to another video, and today's video is going to be exclusively a full day of eating. I realized in the last video I didn't show any of my meals at all, and I thought most people might be inquisitive and curious as to how I approach my diet now that I've retired from competing. So that's mainly what we're going to get into in today's video, showing you literally everything that I have, but just to describe what I'm having at the moment, first thing in the morning. So around my workload, I always want to prioritize my cognitive function and abilities. So I always want to make sure that I'm present within my check-ins. I'm productive from a time efficiency standpoint when it comes to the upscaling of the check-in feedback turnaround. With my workload being so heavy at the moment, I need to make sure that I can get through all of those check-ins as quickly as possible, but more specifically, making sure that I'm well articulate with the information that I'm trying to relay back to my clients. I don't want to be high on adrenaline, taking in caffeine, monsters, modafinil, those sort of things first thing in the morning. So what I like to do when it comes to my diet is I'm just going for a pro-fat based meal. So that consists of 4 whole eggs along with 3 to 4 heck chicken sausages. There'll be no carbs in that first meal. I feel like preferentially for me, this works better. I don't know if anybody else can relate to this. If so, drop a comment down below. But for me, if I have carbs in the morning, I feel a little bit lethargic. I feel like I'm getting brain fog and I can't concentrate as much when it comes to my check-ins. Since I've been doing this, just having the protein fats only, my productivity has increased by 3-fold. It being 11 o'clock now, I've got everything done in that relatively small pocket of time. And I feel like personally, it's because the first meal of the day is my pro fats. And then obviously I have my cup of coffee, which I've got my second, well, this is my tea now, a typical British beverage to start off the morning. So I have my cup of coffee in the morning along with my breakfast, and then now my cup of tea, although it's in a coffee mug. Don't question it. Oh, that tastes good. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Also on the agenda, we've got a very exciting something behind the camera as we speak. This, I did mention, I think in the previous video, but it's literally just been delivered about 10 minutes before I started this recording. So we're going to put this thing up, this surprise, a little bit later, and then we'll show you guys a little bit later. We've also got a push session on the cards, but I'm thinking what we'll do is we'll keep this video exclusively for the full day of eating. So I'll just showcase all the meals that I'm having for today, and then we'll have a separate video for the push session. So if you guys don't want to miss out on that workout, make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel and you click that notification bell to be reminded when that video is uploaded. But that's pretty much it from me. We're going to crack on with meal 2. I'll take you into the kitchen and I'll show you what we're about to cook up. So come join me. All right, so we're going to crack on with meal 2 of the day. And in terms of how I approach my diet now that I've retired from competing, I think that's the main emphasis on this video, in terms of just giving you guys an insight on how I like to approach my diet now that I don't compete at that competitive level. Nothing essentially changes at all in terms of the foundation of the diet. So the types of foods that I was eating when I was in prep, even like during my off seasons, the foods pretty much are identical. I replicate the same foods mainly because I enjoyed eating them at the time. Now, I know for a lot of people that might be inconceivable, but these are the foods that I enjoyed eating when I was in prep and when I was in my off season. I think that's a key component. You need to be eating the foods that, within reason, because if I just say the foods that you enjoy eating, most people might construe that with saying, well, that means I can eat cookies and ice cream and crisps and chocolate, because don't get me wrong, we all love those foods. But in terms of the whole macronutrient food sources, stick to the foods that you actually enjoy eating. So for an example, if you don't like eating sweet potato, don't use that as your carbohydrate source. But then if you can't digest the starch from the potatoes, or if you have some underlying myocardiopathy issue that you have to be very precautious with the amount of potassium and sodium that you're eating, again, you're not going to go for jacket potato because it's very high in potassium concentration. So you have to use the foods that, one, you can have from a health perspective, but then also things that you actually enjoy eating. So the only probably differential aspect that you'll see now is I do like to be a little bit more creative with the foods that I'm eating. So the fact that I have a little bit more free time, and obviously when I was in prep, all I cared about fundamentally was function. I used to eat the meals for function. It would help with regulating my appetite, regulating satiety levels, and then fueling my performance within my training sessions and aiding in micromanagement of recovery and fatigue. Now, I don't have to worry too much about those aspects. I can be a little bit more adventurous and creative with what I'm doing. So they might look a little bit more palatable now in comparison to back then. So we'll just crack on with meal two. And that is, we've got a beef burger. That's the last one left. My partner's going to kill me because I think she wanted that one, but I'll go out and buy some more, so don't worry. And then, of course, we've got the tiger roll. So that'll be my bun for the burger. And then I've really been craving Caesar salad recently. So we'll have a bowl full of salad with the croutons, with the cheese. I don't know what the cheese is. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce that. Parmigiano Reggiano, whatever that is. That cheese, the croutons, and the Caesar dressing, all of that will be added in, don't you worry. And to go with the burgers, we've got the crinkled gherkins. So I'm going to crack on, start making that meal, and I'll show you guys the end product. So that's meal two of the day. So you guys already know what I'm having, so I'm not going to repeat myself, but that's pretty much it. Nothing too crazy. And this will also be my pre-workout meal. So I have this with the fruit salad. I've got a few admin bits and chores to do around the house before I actually head off to the gym. So I'll probably eat this, allow that to digest, and then get to the gym within maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours, thereabouts. And then we'll head off down to the gym for that push session. And that's pretty much it. So I'll catch you guys on this video in the post-workout meal. If you want to go and watch the push workout, then head over to that video after this one. Watch this one until the end first, then go on to that push session. I'll catch you guys in a bit. All right, so we've just returned back from the gym, guys, a little bit later than pre-planned due to a slight issue that we had earlier with the surprise that we're going to reveal a little bit later. That didn't go according to plan and ultimately led to me getting slightly stressed out. So rather than going straight into the gym and training, I know some people like to offload that steam. I'm the complete opposite. When I go and train, I need to be calm and collective. I can't go into a workout feeling stressed or frustrated or anguished over something. So instead of going straight to the gym when I last spoke to you guys, I cooled off, I collected myself, composed myself, took a little bit longer than expected, and then eventually went to the gym. So like I said, we've literally just got back. Last time I spoke to you guys was about midday, 1 o'clock. It's now 6 o'clock. So that just goes to put it into perspective for you in terms of how my day has turned out. But we're about to make the post-workout meal. I'm not entirely sure what we've got on the menu, but we will mustard something up and we'll show you guys what I'm having for post-workout. So let's crack on with it. Come on, out of the way, you're right in the way. We have our post-workout meal. In the end, I went for about 2/3 of the tin of potatoes. So potatoes, stir fry, chicken, and Hattie. You're on the YouTube video. You don't care, do you? You just want the food. But it's not for you. I mean, come up here. Come here. Come on in. Up, 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 up. Up, up, up. There we go. You're gonna sit. You're gonna sit. Now you're in the video. So I'm about to have my post-workout meal. Well, Hattie stares and watches and breathes down my neck and drools all over my legs as I give some encouragement to my partner as she's building that surprise that we're going to show to you in a little while. I'm going to crack on and eat this, and we'll catch you all on the next clip. Oh, right. So we can finally switch off for the evening. It's been an adventurous day, to say the least. That's a bit of an understatement as well. But it's now 9:15, and after an ordeal of a challenge for the past, I want to say, 3 hours in total, we have finally completed the surprise that I'm going to show you guys, but also completed our living room. So from the previous video, we spoke about renovating the downstairs, and we started off with getting the sofa, doing this half of the living room up. We've now completed the other half of the living room, which is mainly my section, in my opinion. Most of the lads would understand and relate to this, but the main surprise so just for perspective, that is a big ass TV. The main challenge was the unit. My partner can vouch for that, but we managed to get it done, and that's pretty much it. So I've actually got to the point where I'm beyond hungry. I'm just exhausted and tired now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump in the kitchen, put together a quick something for my final meal, show you guys, and then we'll wrap up the video there. But yeah, it's been a good day. Obviously a full day of eating, although you'll notice that I don't actually eat that much. I'm trying to think, it's 4 meals in total. So breakfast, pre-workout, post-workout, and my final meal. So it averages around about 3 to 5 meals sometimes. I think the sweet spot is about 4 meals for me. So not a huge difference. When I was competing, I would normally go for like 6, 7 meals. I think it was always around about 6 meals maximum. But yeah, it's simple. I'm not tracking anything. Like I said, I don't use the scales. I don't weigh anything out. I don't know the exact carbs, fats, protein. I just try to keep to healthy foods. And obviously with 10 years of experience, you kind of get the ballpark of how much is what in terms of quantities and servings. So that's pretty much it in terms of the full day of eating. Like I said, we'll jump in the kitchen now, we'll show the final meal, and then we'll wrap up the video. So let's crack on. Final meal of the evening. We've got my partner behind the camera. Am I in the shot? That's all that matters, as long as I'm in the shot. But what we've got for the final meal is some protein pudding, chocolate flavour, and then we've got my fruit salad to go with it. This one is a berry medley. So we've got strawberries, grapes, raspberries, blueberries, pretty much all the berries. And to be honest, I've been craving a lot of fruit recently. So I just go off on my cravings. Before that, it was cheese. So I've gone from craving cheese to now craving fruit. It's like I'm pregnant, but I'm not. but then it's also 2025. Anything can happen. That's going to get them cancelled. But YOLO, it's all for Bants. Right, chocolate in there, and just to make it more chocolatey, we've got some dark chocolate, and I actually learnt this little technique here from one of my athletes when I was at her show weekend with her. So Martina, shout out to you. But I actually ended up chopping up her chocolate for her like this. And as I was doing it, I'm thinking, this is a genius idea. So literally, I want all of it. Chop up in tiny little bits. The thing is, when Martina done this, she was chopping it up into tiny, tiny pieces. I'm not going to do that. We'll just chop up a little bit. So again, like I said earlier, I'm not weighing this out. 4 squares, I know, is approximately 40 grams. And 25 grams is about 10 grams of fats. So it's about 20 grams, give or take, less than that. Obviously, that just comes with experience. Doing this for so long, having that mileage with all my athletes, you just have a rough idea how much everything is. So that's going to be my final meal. Just some chocolate. So the chocolate pudding, dark chocolate, and some fruit. And I'll wrap it up there. All right, guys. So I'm going to get my final meal in, and we're going to wrap up this video here. So as always, I hope you guys enjoyed the full day of eating, sprinkled with a bit of education, although can't really be too informative when it comes to a full day of eating. It's literally just the food that I eat within a day. But as I said at the beginning of the video, now that I've retired from competing, nothing really has changed. Everything pretty much stays the same. I eat the same foods that I was eating when I was in prep, when I was in my off season. The only differential feature now is I don't weigh anything out. I eyeball my portions. I have a rough idea of exactly what I'm eating. If I don't feel hungry, I'll eat a little bit less. If I do feel more ravenous, then I'll just eat a little bit more. But I'm still mindful with what I'm eating, how much I'm eating relative to my expenditure for that day, what I trained on that given day. But then occasionally I'll also sprinkle in some treats. Like me and my partner will go out for date nights. We'll have some off-plan meals, or we go, obviously when we go away in a couple of weeks, we'll go out to restaurants, but I'm not classing them as off-plan meals. I'm not going to categorize them as a free meal or cheat meal or anything like that. I'm now living life. So that's pretty much it in terms of, full day of eating as a retired bodybuilder. If you guys did enjoy this video, obviously as always, please show your support. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to watch the other video for the push session. And I'll see you all on the next episode. Peace out. Bon appetit.